massive headaches. The massive headaches I was having and all the stuff that went along with high stress, emotional distress, and stuff like that. So, although I don't have fibro, I can understand 13 years of and continued constant pain, constant digestive issues, constant all of that. So I can understand where you guys can come are coming from with fibro issues in it being constant and devastating and it always being there and you need solutions that actually work. So I can identify with that. So today we're going to be talking about stress and sleep. And if anybody has any questions as we're going, please feel free to ask. You can either use the little put up your hand or wave or whatever, or just speak up. I have no problem with that. So today we are going to concentrate on stress, sleep, and emotions. We will cover a little bit of pain as well, only because pain is such devastating as far as being able to sleep and stuff like that. And it's always there. Okay, so right here, you guys are doing something amazing for yourself, and that is informed self-care. Because becoming informed in preventative measures for healthcare is super important for your well-being. And especially when you've got body systems that need to be supported extra, having those extra tools that are natural will make a difference in your life. The picture that we've got here right now, that's popcorn and it has On Guard essential oil on it. So it has a bit of a spicy, citrusy taste, and it also helps boost your immune system. So there's all kinds of different things you can do with your essential oils. It's not just throwing them in a diffuser. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about sleep. Sorry, stress. So, how often are you being aware of being stressed? And you can just think about these numbers on a scale of 1 to 10 for yourself. You don't have to share that with me. You might want to have a piece of paper on the side there so that you can think about it. How concerned are you about the quality and the quantity of your sleep? Are you getting 5 hours of sleep and it's really good? Are you getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep and you still don't have rest? These are really important questions, and we can address some of these things. When we don't get enough sleep, our emotions are also affected. So, having that makes a big difference. The other thing that does affect our sleep, as we were starting to talk about, is pain. Hello, Dorothy. Welcome to joining us. Oh,
Hey,
she
thank
just.
you.
So chronic pain, is it a part of your life? How bad is it? Well, we know anybody with fibro deals with pain. Emotional pain. There's so much that goes along with stress and disease that creates an emotional, am I going to wake up tomorrow and be able to do what I'm going to be able to do or what I need to do? And then, of course, everybody still has that occasional pain. I stood up and banged my knee on a table or a chair or fell in the snow. So you've still got that one as well. So these are things that are definitely what we need to think about. And it's a good base for you to start evaluating for yourself. One of the first things I want to talk about, and I'm not sure the last time we talked about it in 2022, was the difference between the quality of essential oils. doTERRA is the company I represent, and there's a reason I chose them. It's because they do more testing than anybody else. You know what you're getting when you get into using a doTERRA essential oil. If you're using Yarrow Palm today, it's going to give you the same result on your next bottle and the next bottle and the next bottle. When they do medical testing, they have a range of accepted strengths before they can bottle it and sell it. And usually it's about a 20-point spread on either side, so about a 40-point spread doTERRA's essential oils have less than a 5-point spread. So anytime you go to use it, it's going to give you the same result. That's why when they're doing testing in universities and stuff like that and doing the studies, the scientific proof that essential oils work, doTERRA is usually the brand that's used because they're guaranteed to have the same result over and over and over again. So it's powerful and it's natural and you can count on it. So some of the reasons why doTERRA is amazing, other than just their quality of essential oil, is because of the Healing Hands Foundation. They do things differently. Before the founders of doTERRA even took a paycheck, they created the Healing Hands Foundations and started supporting other people, like the growers. We have what's called co-impact sourcing. It's a more expensive way to do business, but it's a way better way. A lot of companies go out and buy the lands, and then they say, okay, you can work for us, and then they pay them a substandard wage. What doTERRA does with co-impact sourcing is go in and see the farmers and talk to them and say, vetiver is the one I generally use for an example, that's grown in Haiti. And they went in there and they said to the farmers, what do you need? The farmers said, well, we're picking our grass out and taking the roots in from the vetiver because we need to feed our families now. And it's not ready, so we're not getting very much money. And doTERRA said, great, leave it in the ground. We're going to start paying you right now. And when the crop is ready, we're going to pay you market value and a little bit better. So the way they work with people is amazing. doTERRA wants to pursue what's pure. So that starts with how they deal with the farmers, how they deal with us as customers, and how they deal with us as those of us that are creating a business and want to have more, whether we're covering our own expenses for our products or whether we want to actually replace our income. And there's over 5 million wellness advocates when this slide was made not too long ago. So that is a little bit more about doTERRA as well. I lost my mouse. There we go. As I said, doTERRA has a specific mission in mind, and it is to produce the best and make the most difference. doTERRA literally means gift of the earth. And we are sourcing oils throughout the world, which is pretty amazing. So it's affecting people in third world countries, giving them financial stability because doTERRA deals with them directly and pays them a fair price. Okay, so one of the things we do want to cover is essential oil safety tips. I have spoke to a few people over the last little while who have taken doTERRA essential oils and treated them the same as essential oils they've gotten from the grocery store or even from the food specialty stores. And they've actually not treated them with the respect they deserve, and they've actually caused themselves problems. So hot essential oils must always be diluted. So stuff like cinnamon, oregano, oil of oregano, if you get it, it's not 100% essential oil. There's things in it like vitamin E and stuff like that. So it says pure essential oil on it, but it's not. And if you use oregano from doTERRA and dump it in your mouth to support your immune system, you're going to burn your mouth because it is so much stronger. Talking to myself or another wellness advocate, we are there to support you and we'll take care of you. Citrus oils can be a sun risk, so you don't want to put them on before you go outside. You can still smell them, put them in your hair. It'll help lighten it a little bit for some people. Avoid contact with your eyes. This is something you definitely want to do, especially with something like peppermint. I've had peppermint on the side of my face, turn my head, and had the fumes go in my eyes. Your eyes will water. The water does get rid of it, and it will be okay, and it will not cause harm. In the moment, it's quite painful, and for a child, it's very scary. Our wellness pyramid. There's a few examples along here. We're going to deal with nutrition and digestion because everything is a foundation at the bottom. Nothing goes well if you're not looking after your gut. Our gut is our second brain. The gut instinct is a reason we have when we develop, our brain and our gut are together and then they separate. So we actually have neurons firing in our ability to think from our gut. So if our gut isn't working right, none of the rest of our body works right. And that's where a lot of disease starts, is in your gut. So we are going to talk about nutrition a little bit today as well as the blue section in the middle, which is the rest and managing stress. Okay, so let's talk about the nutritional component, which is called lifelong vitality. Actually, let's go back. So we have the lifelong vitality, which is the little box here, which has omegas in it. It has alpha CRS and I always forget the omegas, alpha CRS. Where's my other bottle? Oh, that's another alpha CRS. Of course, the bottle I can't remember the name of. That's deep blue. Okay, Kat, where did you knock the other bottle? Here it is. Microplex VMZ. So these three here are the main staple, the Lifelong Vitality Pack that covers everything you need, and it's food-based vitamin. If you are using a powdered food-based vitamin now, you have got the best kind of vitamin already. Um, Omegas, obviously, not plant material. Some of them are plants, some of them are fish-based as well. This is a combination of both. If somebody is a vegan, we do have vegan as well. Omegas are super important for our brains. And our new VMG and EO Omega, which is at the bottom of the picture, I added it to it. It's the green box at the bottom, replaces the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So somebody that doesn't like taking pills, we now have that lovely powder that you can make into a drink and drink that, because I know there's a lot of people that just have a problem swallowing pills. And that is paired up with the new omegas, which you only take 3 of a day instead of 6 pills twice with the lifelong vitality. Nothing works if you don't have proper nutrition. It's the old 80-20 rule. 20% of what you see on the outside is caused by 80% of what's going on the inside. So what a proper food grade vitamin supplement that's based on food will do for you for doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality or the Omega. Sorry, the what the heck was that new one called? Sorry. VMG. The VMG. Um, Chronic pain, there's support there so that you're going to have no problems with chronic pain or significantly less problem with chronic pain. I had a sciatic injury, and after 6 months of using the Lifelong Vitality Pack, one day I noticed I wasn't in pain when I got out of bed every day anymore. I have no idea when it disappeared, but after 6 months of taking it, I noticed it wasn't there anymore. Emotional pain with the head injury, the brain fog, and all the rest of that. I found there was a definite difference using the Lifelong Vitality. After 3 months, the brain fog was starting to disappear. Occasional pain, the vitamins, the nutrients. Did you realize women in their 20s, that is the strongest your bones are ever going to be? You need to start making sure you're getting calcium and magnesium and all of that stuff in order to help maintain that. I was shocked that in our 20s, that's when our strongest is going to be. Men, it's later. Why we need sleep. We all know we need sleep, but it's the one thing that we think, I'll just wait. I'll just stay up, do what I need to do, right? Sleep is one of the most essential elements of healthy life, but we get busy and we just sacrifice our sleep. So what if I sacrifice a little sleep? You might be thinking. You're sluggish, you're groggy the next day, and somebody does that one thing that sort of annoys you on a regular basis, and you fly off the handle. Sleep is necessary. It does improve your mood. 80% of your body's repairs are done while you're sleeping. So if you're not giving yourself the proper dynamic support and getting consistent quality sleep, how can your body repair itself? It can't. So one of the essential oils, when you have a new system, and it's called Serenity. We'll get into that in a few minutes. I actually have a video. But on a scale of 1 to 10, so how is your sleep? Are you often feeling stressed in your daily life? Are you concerned about that quality and quantity
Mm-hmm.
of your sleep?
Mm-hmm.
And how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? Chronic stress. Anybody that's dealing with something that is constantly aggravating them is going to be in chronic stress. So the hypothalamus is what sends out those hormones because of being stressed. They're designed to protect you, but in a chronic situation where you've got a chronic illness or you've got some sort of injury that's always there, um, it's going overtime. Your flight and fight mechanism is always turned on. So that is taking everything down a notch, and you get tired after a while, and it's prolonged and it's devastating. So getting sleep is important and reducing your stress, anxiety, depression, headaches, insomnia, poor immune function, increased blood pressure. It all can be related back to getting sleep. Sleep is so important. I didn't realize until I started getting into essential oils and started teaching classes just how important sleep really was. So, this is a couple possible regimens for helping sleep. The Serenity soft gels. We'll get into Serenity. There's a 9-minute video coming up that talks about the research that was done on that particular group of products. So Serenity has the lavender in it, and it's a soft gel. So you take it two before bed, about 20 minutes before bed, half an hour before bed. I wouldn't do it any earlier than that. And you want to, when you're doing sleep, you want to keep a regimen. Stay away from screens. Make sure you're doing the same thing every night. Brush your teeth, maybe read a book, whatever low light helps you shut things down. The Serenity and the Copaiba or Copaiba, I have a hard time saying it like that. Both pronunciations are correct. Soothing anxious feelings, calming and resting. Copaiba is the essential oil answer to CBD oil. doTERRA went looking for CBD oil and they couldn't find one they'd put their name on because it was never pure. Okay, so we've got a 10-minute warning here. So that is the answer to CBD oil. So calming, relaxing, bringing your body to homeostasis. So it helps your whole body. We've always said when in doubt, get your Frank out. Copaiba works the same way. Another option is using adaptive. We'll talk a little more about adaptive in a minute. It was specifically created for people with ADHD, PTSD, any high stress. So calms promotes positive feelings, and then there's the Copaiba in that one as well. And then we go to the Yarrow Palm, which is really cool. It promotes cellular health and it really supports the brain and skin. So it's that extra bump to help get rid of the brain fog and stuff like that. Um, a lot of people need calm, relax, stress reduction. This is a roller bottle that could be made, um, something like this. And you make it yourself, and it's 20 drops of each of the essential oils, frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile. They are an absolute powerhouse. I was talking about the vetiver earlier. I used to actually open that up and pass it around during classes when I was teaching in the evenings, and I had to stop doing that because I was falling asleep driving home. This is an amazing combination. Frankincense is awesome for headaches and any kind of pain. If I have a headache, I often just open up my hair, drop of frankincense on the top of my head, and away I go. Calm, relaxing. Vetiver is like a natural tranquilizer. Bergamot is uplifting and it's a natural sedative. And Roman chamomile, if you're feeling stressed, what do? You have a cup of chamomile tea. Okay. So our stress sleep, Cindy, I've not dealt with having our 10-minute warnings and having to switch up, do we get to stay here or do we actually leave and come back?
Oh, basically, when the time runs out, we actually all meet in the next Zoom, so we don't get kicked out. That's why the timer comes up for each meeting, and they give you the 10-minute warning ahead of time because sometimes, like, we tend to go over the 10-minute, and then we all get kicked out, and then some of us get confused which Zoom link to go back to. But I think we've known this for a whole while. We've been doing this for quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
By like maybe a minute or two, we should probably go to the next Zoom because then less than a minute, that's when they're gonna kick us out automatically. So that's how
Okay.
it works.
All right. Because I've up until recently, I've had a paid subscription, so I've never had to deal with that. So thank you for explaining that for me. Okay. So this little chart here, um, the fatigue, stress, no passion, no peace. So the ones on the left, if you're feeling tired and you need peace, that's the serenity and the balance. The balance is the grounding blend. We haven't talked about that at all. The serenity, we'll get back into that with the little video that's coming in a little bit. Um, Balance was the original one that was used for ADD, ADHD before adaptive came along. It is still amazing. Some people like one better than the other. Um, the no passion, so the citruses are always uplifting and help drive you forward. So citruses are always really good first thing in the morning. So if you're feeling tired when you wake up, but you need to calm and uplift, something like serenity and lavender with your citrus bliss. Citrus bliss is literally what I call liquid sunshine. Nobody can smell it and not smile. Um, if you're feeling stressed and you have maybe something to do, you need to go out and spend some time with people. And I have a couple friends with fibro and they do not like being with people because it's too much stress. So I suggest to them grab their balance, grab their wild orange, and that helps uplift and keeps things calm and helps focus their mind. Just to get back, I have this out of order. How much sleep do you actually need? A baby needs 16 hours of sleep. If you're a year old, you need 12 hours sleep. School age, 10 to 11. Adolescents, 8 to 10. Adults, 7 to 8 hours. I know there's a lot of people that only sleep 5 to 6 hours and they think they're okay. They're not. This is actual studies that have proven you need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay, so our next slide is the video that runs for 9 minutes. So we've got 4.5 minutes left. Shall we just switch to the next one?
I think so, unless anybody wanted to ask a last minute question or two. It's up to you, Beverly.
That's a great idea. Are there any questions so far?
Actually, I had a question. Could you go back to the copaiba? You said it works just like CBD oil, or is it better than CBD oil?
It actually has 3 times the strength of beta-caryophyllene as what CBD oil does for its main component. So it's actually stronger. When we were first introduced to it, my friend and I were down at a convention in Utah, and her shoulder had been sore. She'd used frankincense on it, helichrysum on it. She'd used everything on it. Nothing was really taking it away. She put a drop on her shoulder. We stood there talking for a couple minutes. She's like, "It's gone. It was totally gone." And she was just standing there totally dumbfounded. It's
Oh,
good stuff.
that's interesting. So I know a lot of people, they've tried the CBD oil and some people said it works and other people said it didn't. So there's mixed, reactions from different people on that.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the quality of the product they're getting too, right? If they're not paying a lot of money for CBD oil, doTERRA decided not to use the CBD oil because it was going to be $1,000 an ounce for what they would put their name on.
Wow.
So it was really expensive to get a really high quality. So you get what you pay for, and that's why they went with the Copaiba instead, because you get a reasonably priced product that actually really works.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have a question. If you take like a product like Zepbound or Wegovy, they say you shouldn't be taking any mood enhancing drugs. Like I don't even know if melatonin is one for sleep. But I'm just kind of I don't want to take anything because I had such a reaction to my first shot to lose weight. But I'm on Wegovy now, and I hate to mess with anything that's too. I do have fibro, so for sleep. Uh,
Okay, so when they're saying mood enhancing, they're probably talking narcotics as opposed to something like peeling an orange. The orange essential oil is literally the same as if you peeled the orange and you get that spray coming out
yeah,
of the rind.
okay.
That is where the essential oil comes from.
Yeah, I'm more of a natural kind of person anyway. So, okay, thanks.
You're welcome.